show. And I'm going to be doing a deep dive into Tony Kukoc. He's looked at as an updated Lamar Odom, and we have Odom here. So let's see. So they're both 6'10". Tony Kukoc does have. So what is updated about him, right? So let's see here. So he has gold clamps, gold intimidator. Fantastic. He needs the gold clamps because I think he has an 80 lateral quickness. But with the small forward position getting faster and faster with the likes of Rudy Gay and Paul George and Kevin Durant, you definitely need clamps on these characters now because they're basically just defending tall guards, right? Jeff Green, I'll throw in there on the budget card, right? Like everybody should be running that Jeff Green if you're on a lower overall or budget squad. He's absolutely fantastic. So you don't want to be getting totally annihilated by the Jeff Greens of the world. So you need that clamps. So he's got the Intimidator there. He also has Pogo Stick, which is outstanding. But if you want to run him at the 4, it's worth noting right at the outset he does not have Rebound Chaser. All right, so that's huge because if your 4 doesn't have Rebound Chaser, you could be in serious trouble. Let's look at his playmaking here. He's got Hall of Fame Dimer, Hall of Fame Downhill, which should be really good for him. We'll see what his speed, what ball looks like. Hall of Fame Quick First Step. That is outstanding. Odom, what does he have it on? He has it on gold, I believe. Yeah, so that's a big upgrade for him. Let's see that. So he has defensive leader, and he also did not have rebound chaser. But at the time that he came out, you could play him at the 3 without worrying about speed. But we're going to look at Kukoc's speed ratings in a second. So he's got the needle threader there, floor general, outstanding. Okay, cool. He's got all of the shooting badges in the world. This card should be a fantastic shooter. I don't think there's really a reason to get too into his shooting. He basically has everything. All right? Everything's out of the Gold Hall of Fame. He has everything you need. If there's something he's missing, get at me with it. But I don't think he's missing anything. And with the paint badges, so the one thing he's missing, he has no Slithery. Did Odom have Slithery? Odom did not have Slithery. All right, so they're very similar so far. So let's look at so the one thing about Odom, the only thing that keeps Odom from being as relevant as he always was, and it's literally one thing and one thing alone, and that's his speed at 81. Kukoc is at 80. So is Kukoc an updated Lamar Odom? I think he's a fake updated Lamar Odom. Hall of Fame range extender is like literally the only thing that I see as a big difference with these two cards, and maybe the Hall of Fame quick first step. And that's not a big difference. It's a difference, but it's not a big difference. You see they're both coming in at an overall of the same rating. So now we're looking at, okay, so Kukoc is pretty inexpensive. I actually missed a snipe for 10K when I was going to pick him up. So we're going to look at his animations here. So it's a bad behind the back. Oof, that's a tough between the legs. Didn't like that at all. Let's look at his between the legs again. Yeah, that's bad. Look at his crossover. Oh, his crossover is brutal. He dribbles like a power forward. Don't love that. At least in the full court. See his hezzy. His hezzy left stick cross has a bit of a hitch in it. It does give you a nice change of direction. See what the explosion looks like. Very nice explosion though, so we'll give him that. Let's see what his hesitation's looking like. He doesn't. Oh, he's got a brutal hesitation. I'm selling this card right back. I hope I can get rid of him for what I bought him for. He has a brutal hesitation. All right, let's see the momentum. His momentum is good, and he feels good bursting out of it. See that between the legs. Between the legs looks a little slow. All right, so the momentum is good. Between the legs is okay. Let's take another look at that. So he looks pretty good coming out of that. I'm going to do that same combo with Lamar Odom. Let's see how he looks by comparison. Kook, it might be the hair. Yeah, Odom has a swifter between the legs dribble, and that is honestly a huge difference. Like he can really cook a bit with that between the legs. You know, he can really explode out of that. Even with the lack of quick first step, he has faster dribble animations. Let's take a look at that with Tony one more time. Yeah, his between the legs slows him down a bit. Let's see what his behind the back looks like. Yeah, see that between the legs doesn't allow him to really cook out of that. And neither one of them can do the behind the back. Yeah, neither one of them can do that. What's his step back looking like? Oh, he's got a good step back. That's great. Okay, so that's huge. Him having that good step back kind of saves the card for me. So I would definitely say this is a pretty good card. I mean, honestly, I think it's no comparison in terms of like, if you're just looking for a good card, the best value card at this position, at this size, is probably Rudy Gay. Rudy Gay is I mean, if he's not as good as Paul George and those guys, it's by the smallest of hairs. That card is super amazing, and he basically doesn't have any weaknesses. Whereas this card, he's good, but there's definitely a little bit of a clunkiness to him. I don't hate him. I think he's pretty good. I would personally not play him over Odom because Odom just dribbles better. Odom just moves better than he does. But I think he's pretty good. Let's look at his leaners. Hot zones everywhere. That's great. He's probably, I mean, Odom's a fantastic shooter, but with Hall of Fame range extender, that is a big deal. My main beef is that he doesn't have a hezi to open that range extender up. He has this hezi, which is horrible. You can't do anything with that. So he has no like perimeter game to like really open it up with. Whereas with Odom, you don't need to play that game. But I don't remember what Odom's hezi was. Oh my God, Odom just moves so much better. Yeah, and Odom has the Pro 3 hezi. Odom's a better card. I'm sorry, guys. I think Odom's a better card than Tony Kukoc, even with the you know, the slightly better shooting badges and the Hall of Fame quick first step. Odom, look at Odom move. This is just far superior movement. Yeah, just far superior movement for Odom. He's Kukoc is not an updated Odom. He's a possibly slightly bigger, slower Odom with better range, with better like shooting badges. That's it. I would say the Hall of Fame quick first step. It's a little irrelevant because he doesn't have the animations to open it up. It's one of those things that looks good on paper, but what do you go? They have a slow dribble package, so he can't use that first step to his advantage, unfortunately. So yeah, that would be it. I would say if you're spending 20K on a card, I would still probably lean towards Odom over Kukoc, unless you're mostly playing a catch and shoot playstyle. If you're playing a catch and shoot playstyle, then Kukoc is going to excel a little more because of the better shooting badges. He has an excellent release. Although, to be honest, I might like Odom's a little better. But if you're creating off the dribble, you want Odom. If you are playing catch and shoot, maybe you want Kukoc. We're going to take a look at Kukoc's dunking real quick. Solid dunk package. You said Hito might be better than Tony too? That's a fair point. That's a totally fair point. Yeah, so he's in that group with Lamar and Hito. I still like Lamar a lot more. Lamar, I think it's because of Lamar's dribble pack. He doesn't feel like an 80 speed character at all. That's why he was used. He's still used in some God squads because he just moves extraordinarily well. He just has an elite dunk package for a card that's that big, with gold range extender and everything else. But Hito's still a good card. For everything I say, this is not a bad card by any stretch. I think he's a very good card. I think there are some people that will be able to do some work with him, particularly in a role-playing role. If he does get a rebound, bring the ball up court, he's going to be okay with that. The problem is when he does bring the ball up court, he has no good full court animations, like pretty much none. So yeah, I would put Odom over Kukoc in terms of being well-rounded. Kukoc is a slightly better shooter. Well, other than that, yeah, Kukoc is a solid card. I don't think anything to get too excited about, particularly because it's such a stacked position at the small forward, power forward. If I'm running a 3, I would still probably prefer Gerald Wallace over Kukoc. Wallace is going to be, in most cases, a better defender, and he has like truly elite dribbles all over the place. Yeah, he's a little shorter at 6'8", I think, but he's superior athletically, better dunk package, maybe slightly worse as a shooter, but far better as a dribbler, and he's got again the Hall of Fame defensive badges. So Hito, he's in that mold. I think he's a solid budget card overall. I think the greatest thing about Hito is that with the Hall of Fame range extender being so tall, that's a remarkable thing to have on the card. And I think for some people, honestly, for some people, he probably is going to be a replacement for like a Larry Bird, like a budget Larry Bird that's taller. He has, solid off the dribble, excellent shooter, just great height. He's in that kind of realm. So, yeah, that wraps it up for Kukoc. Hopefully this was helpful for you guys. Kukoc doesn't really have any, remarkable dribbles. Look at a few more of his dribbles before I get out of here. So, good momentum, especially for 6'10". Let's see his behind the back. Oh, yeah, that's right. He can't behind the back. What am I saying? He can't do the behind the back, so he doesn't have the behind the back. to see his crossover to that version of the behind the back. Come on, Tony. Back it up here, buddy. There we go. Yeah, it's okay. Let's see his shooters behind the back. Yeah. So he has that little combo, which is okay. Yeah, he just more of a role player card. I think he's a good card. He's not my style of card. I think some of you guys would probably like this card a lot. So he's not expensive, so go ahead and pick him up and try him if for some reason you don't already have a really good 3/4, but there are literally a billion of those, and I would anticipate that Tony's going to have a lot of trouble cracking the depth chart of a lot of people's, even budget players. He might have a little trouble cracking your depth chart at the 3 and the 4. It's just too crowded of a position. And I don't really consider him a 4 because without the rebound chaser, I don't know. He could play the 4, but not ideal. All right, that's going to wrap it up for Kukoc. I will see you guys in a bit. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if this helped you. And feel free to share these videos to help other people out. All right? Peace.